here. Okay, let's
yeah, because
we're gonna rewind that second. Okay?
That's really what we wanted to talk.
Clear breakdown.
That's really what we wanted to talk about, because the team that you put together, when you brought Dogtown back, the team that you put together and how it grew and stuff, in its time was motherfucking evil. Like, Dogtown was a force to be reckoned with, and it kind of goes under the radar, you know, but the dudes that you fucking brought in, and like Eric said, you gave all these dudes their first chances, and they were fucking evil motherfuckers. They fucking rolled, and so we wanted to talk about all those dudes. Welcome back to the Letters. I am your host, cultural philosopher, as quoted in Forbes magazine, Jeff Grosso. We're here with Red Dog, Jim Muir, and we're going to talk about Dogtown 2.0, the second incarnation. You had a really good eye for talent, man. Like, the guys that you picked were, like, each and every one of them were phenomenal skateboarders, phenomenal team.
We got to go on a rewind back to the Zephyr days. My dad taught Skip England when he was at Mark Twain Junior High and at Venice High. And when I walked into the Zephyr shop and to order my first surfboard, the guy's all, okay, what's your name? And I'm all, Jim Muir. And he goes, your dad, Mr. Muir, a high school teacher? And I'm all, yeah. He goes, oh man, your dad was the only guy who ever gave me a break. So I ended up getting a job at working in the shop. And then I watched Jeff and Skipper and Craig Stesick build the whole Zephyr team. Yeah. So a lot of the things that I employed in doing the Dogtown team
come from that.
Is a kind of a second generation Zephyr team.
Yeah.
1978, you had me, you had Wes Humpston, and you had Paul Constantino. Shogo, Viniak, you had Christian, Tony Hawk, Dwayne, Mike Smith. I'm gonna say it's 1979. This is phase 1. And around 1983, we started doing suicidal skates. So from here, phase 2. So we had the 3 boards, Born Again, Stonefish, and the street board. That's when Kelly Jackson. Kelly was a street plant champ.
Rad.
And from Kelly, we got Scott Oster, Aaron Murray, Eric Dressen, Timmy Jackson. He used to do a lot of really trippy wall tricks. He says he had made up about 50 different tricks he did on walls. Eric Britton, you got Julian. So the next pro would have been Mickey Alba and Big Ben. So in this time frame, you got your Nadas and you got your Gons. Jesse Martinez, parking blocks. We got Tommy, Mike V. The birth of street skate. Really got people going were wall rides. Phase 3, SF, Fausto. Bryce Knights, Mike Cow, Royce Nelson, Wade Spire, John Fabriker, JJ Rogers, Jay West, Hayward, Danville, San Jose. We got John Cardial. Thought this name was not real. Good luck. Unreal skateboarder. So this is around 91. That period of time wasn't kind to what we were doing, and I packed up my bags and went back home to Venice with my newborn kid, Teague.
Let's skate!
So it was Kelly Jackson, it was myself, Aaron Murray, Tuma, it was Eric Dressen, Julien Stranger.
It was rad. Jim was putting it together.
And he just swooped up a bunch of local kids, which is pretty insane, dude. Like, you want to start a skate company, you just can grab a bunch of local kids and you're like, this is our team and this is what we're doing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, even like our team, Dogtown, we were all friends. Like, we weren't like a team just put together.
But that year was rad. Like, we kind of just, back then, we were kind of trying to carry on the tradition of the Z-Boys, Dogtown. But it all came down, like, Venice, there was nothing there, so we just made something out of nothing.
Yeah.
The jump ramp thing, I couldn't really jump ramp, and then somebody put it against the wall, and then like we're like, oh, I'll go off the side, and then, oh wait, I can go higher than you and stuff, and like that's when all those sessions were gnarly, and like we were so young back then, no one thought about it. No one even got hurt back then. Yeah. You know, and it's like
just fucking bounce off the ground and jump up and go again.
Yeah. There was all these guys skating together that were pushing each other. Yeah. That created the whole drive.
You were talking earlier about some of Jim and Dogtown's contributions to skateboarding.
Well, Jim's contributions, like, there's no one else that contributed to modern skateboarding more than him. As far as wheel shapes, board innovation, the modern street contest, Jim helped create that. He was out there building the ramps, even music, bringing in his brother's band, Suicidal. He helped shape modern skateboarding, the whole bad boy image. All that, you know. And the list of all the riders that ever rode for Dogtown's insane.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't compare to any other team.
The thing that was going on at the time was it was hard to get these vert ramps. You know, it was really, there was no place for them unless someone had it in their backyard. So based on what these guys were riding, we would apply these easy to create obstacles and put them inside of a parking lot, and then you could have a contest just like you could back in the early 70s when guys would do freestyle and then ride down a set of cones. Yeah. And you were able to put a contest everywhere, which made it accessible to everyone again.
By like the mid 80s, it was like they were doing all the street ones because there was no parks anymore, and those were fucking pits. Like, the kids would come from all over and just fucking thrash. You know, like 300 kids attacking one jump ramp at once. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
He was riding a ramp and he had a ring on his pinky finger. There was a screw sticking up. He went up to do a cess slide. As he slid, he put his hand on and it hooked on the screw. He kept going and the ring of the finger stayed up there, pulled the tendon out all the way from his elbow, hence they couldn't put the finger back on.
What? How? What? Huh? You're confused, you're alone, it's Saturday night, you have no pants on? Click here to watch more love letters to skateboarding.